Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Christine and today I'm going to go through my seed stash with you. And I have to admit, I got a little bit overexcited and may have bought up a lot more than I needed. I wanted to check and see what would grow well in our area. I am on the south coast of Victoria, about 1 hour south of Melbourne. And we are in a warm temperate zone. So I've sorted my seeds into vegetables and flowering. One of my goals is to grow as much produce as I can without having to purchase from the store. And I'd like to also start preserving and get into preserving that produce. And the other thing I wanted to do is grow my own cut flowers. As I said, we're in a warm temperate zone, so we can grow a large variety of different types of produce here. We have a very long growing season. We're heat zone 4 and cold zone 10. So let's get started. Now these chilies came from a company called Packing Heat, and I purchased them because I wanted to grow the Sugar Rush peach, and they only had 1 packet left of the Sugar Rush peach, and they sent me some extra seed packets to compensate for that, which is fantastic. So I get to try some different varieties. So we've got Sugar Rush peach, Sugar Rush cream, Argy Pinnock, Argy golden, and the habanero red. The next chili is the Kashmiri chili. Now I also have some Carolina Reaper seeds. With all these different varieties, what I'm really trying to do is see what we actually like to eat, and then next year I can just grow our favorites. This year is all about finding out what grows well here and also what we actually like to eat. We also have early jalapeno and habanero mustard. We have some padawan and long cayenne. We have a red cherry sweet capsicum, the Hungarian sweet paprika, as I would like to make my own herbs and spices as much as I can and dry them, dehydrate them and preserve them. We have some Italian friars mix and just a 7-color bell pepper mix. So I've got the Persian pickling cucumber. Now, I don't like eating cucumbers. I like pickled cucumbers, but I don't like standard cucumbers. So I'm just going 1 lot of the standard cucumbers. I'm also growing mini munch cucumbers. So they're like mini Lebanese cucumbers to snack on, and some cucamelons. So I haven't tasted or seen these to be able to purchase in the store. So we'll see what they're like. Something different, something fun to try. And that is a great thing too about growing your own produce and buying seeds like this, is you can try so many different varieties of fruit and veggies. I've also got some zucchini here. I've got 3 types of zucchini. I've got the standard traditional that you just buy from the supermarket, Black Beauty. I've got golden, and I also have these long Florence, and they're beautiful. They're like a light green and they've got like a stripe down them. All right, the next box that we have is beetroot. So I showed in my garden tour that I direct sowed some beetroot about 2 months ago. And they are doing really, really well. So I've got 5 different types of beetroots. I've got the Cylindra, the Bull's Blood, I've just got the standard Crimson Globe, and I also have Golden and Red Ring. I have Purple Top turnip. Now, I don't eat a lot of turnip. I have used it in soup and also roasted it up, but we don't eat a huge amount. And I also have celeriac. Celeriac, if you haven't tried it, it is delicious. It's got a slight celery taste. This is my squash section. So I just have some mixed colour button squash, so some green and yellow button squash. Spaghetti squash. I don't eat a lot of this, probably because it's very hard to source. I don't have a huge backyard, so I've definitely gone a little bit overboard on my pumpkin seeds. I am going to try and grow as many as I can in the backyard and just try and fit them wherever. Potentially put an arch up and grow them up around an arch so I can use some vertical space while growing, because I love pumpkin. So I would love to be able to grow a lot of pumpkins, and we'll just see how we go in my standard urban backyard. So I've got some small sugar futsu. Now I'm not sure that I'll be pronouncing these correctly. Musc de Provence, buttercup, potimarron, bohemian, the cute Jack Be Little, the traditional Queensland blue, Waltham butternut, Jarendale, Ruse Vif de Tomp, which is a Cinderella pumpkin. They are all of our pumpkin seeds, which is a lot for a very small space. I also have just a few seeds of the loofah gourd, because I'd love to be able to grow my own loofah and use that. Next container that we're going to go through is my beans. I really enjoy beans. Fresh green beans, can't beat it. So I purchased quite a few bean varieties to try some different ones. I'm mainly stuck with bush beans rather than vining beans. The first ones that I planted were these dwarf jade green beans. They are beautifully sweet green beans. I also have some Cherokee wax, some Bangalore. Also, I have some Madagascan lima beans, which are a climbing variety, so I will need to trellis those. I also have some black or black turtle beans, red kidney beans I'd like to give a try, and also some chickpeas. The next section are my peas. So if you saw my garden tour, you will see that I have planted snap peas, snow peas, which are my favorite. So I didn't want to worry with growing green beans because they're just so accessible to buy from the supermarket, and to grow enough, I don't have the space. Also, they need to be trellised. So I've opted to stick mainly with sugar snap and snow pea, which are our favorites. And I purchased the dwarf variety. So they grow up to 60 centimeters. I have made a small trellis for them, but it's not a big one. I have the Sugar Ann, which is a sugar snap pea. I've also planted just a dwarf snow pea. So this next lot of seeds I had already started in my vertical stacker outside, and I'm just trying a lot of different varieties. I mainly purchased varieties that were come and cut again, basically, and I only have a couple of heading varieties like your iceberg and your Kos. I have an Italian Lolo mix and also an heirloom mix, an Australian yellow leaf and Freckles bunt. I have some oak leaf and gold rush, tango and flame, Forellen schlush. Sorry about the pronunciation. And then I've got an iceberg and a Great Lakes, which is similar to iceberg. Okay, now we're moving more into the brassicas. I also have some spinach and kale in this section as well. I've got a Bloomsdale spinach and a dwarf blue scotch. I've got a couple of different varieties of broccoli. I've got the Waltham and I've also got an Italian sprouting. I have some mini cabbage and I also have some mini cauliflower. I've also got this green macerata, cauliflower to try, and Chinese cabbage or Napa cabbage, and just your standard cabbage as well. I also have a couple of varieties of kale. So we have the Ivory Garden and the traditional Tuscan. Next, we're going through all of the tomato varieties that I purchased. I love the look of tomatoes. They look so pretty. I do love tomato pasta sauce. I don't enjoy eating fresh tomatoes as much, so I'm trying a lot of different varieties, mainly for preserving, but I do have some fresh eating tomato varieties as well. Right. So I have a dwarf Tasmanian chocolate and a yellow Roma. I have an Azoichka, Hungarian heart, big beryl, green and black, an Angora super sweet, which this is a cherry tomato. I do have a good variety of the beefsteak, big ones, Roma, standard size, cherry tomatoes. So we've got every type of tomato covered. I've got Barry's Crazy Cherry, that's your standard Roma. Uncle Toby's La Stupenda. Wild Sweetie. Aunt Ruby's German Beef. Red and Black, Mortgage Lifter, an Amish Paste, a Black Cherry, and a Nonna's Italian Passata. I also thought I would try to grow some tomatillos to make some salsas. So I purchased a purple and a green tomatillo. We'll see how they go. I've never grown them, and other than in a can, I'm not able to purchase these fresh at the supermarket. So I'm very excited to grow these ones and see what they will be like. Last container from my vegetable seeds contains all of my carrots, onions, and leeks and things like that. So we have some radish, some little white spring onions. This one's just an all seasons carrot, so I can plant this all year round. We have some harlequin carrots. I've also got some baby carrots. I have atomic red, purple dragon, and ox heart. I purchased some different varieties of onion seeds this year. The standard available at the local nurseries are generally just brown, white, and red. And so it doesn't really give an indication of whether they're a storage onion, but I wanted some onions to preserve as well and pickle. So these are little Pompeii onions for pickling, some Cipollini onions, also small onions for pickling, a red burgundy, white Spanish, and a pukekohe. Sorry for the pronunciation, and that's a long storage onion. And I also have some shallots and also some leeks. I'm excited to grow some leeks as I do like using them in bone broth and also in cooking. It gives a beautiful subtle flavour. I also have some melons that I'm going to attempt to grow. Like pumpkins, melons are a vining plant and they do take up a lot of room. So I'm going to have to get creative on how I plant these seeds in my garden with the space that I have. The melon varieties that I have is the Charleston Grey, which can grow quite large, the Sugar Baby, the Blacktail Mountain, Mountain Sweet Yellow, Piel de Sapo Rock Melon, the Sweet Granite Rock Melon, and also the Delice Dilla Table. I've also purchased seeds for the Pineapple Cossack, which I've never personally tried one. Next, we're going to move on to the flower seeds. When I was purchasing the flower seeds, I kept in mind whether they attracted beneficial insects to the garden. And also, as I'm wanting them for cut flowers mainly, I looked at the height of the plant because I would like to have big, long bouquets of flowers around the house and to be able to gift to friends and family. And for the flower seeds, I've just sorted them alphabetically to just to make it easier to find. Now my plan is to start a lot of these seeds in the next week, and I'd love to bring you all along for the journey of starting my own seeds, learning as I go, sharing what I've learned. I'd also love if you could share with me your tips and tricks if you have started seeds before. I bought Amaranth as like a filler flower. So I have Pygmy Torch, which is like a crimson red color. I have the Green Thumb, and I also have a Tall Rose Globe Amaranth. These next couple of seed packets are from Veggie Garden Seeds, and they have a beautiful range of cut flower seeds. So this one's an Aster Apple Blossom. It's a king size. We also have a Salmon Tower Aster, some Rosier, so some beautiful soft pink coloured baby's breath, Bells of Ireland, Black-Eyed Susan Sahara mix, a few different varieties of calendula. So this one's just a standard orange flash. I have Pygmy Buff, the Celosia Flamingo. I have a couple of different cornflowers. So I've got Black Ball, Classic Fantastic, Pink Ball. I also purchased Cosmos. They have the most gorgeous ferny leaves, and the flowers, it just reminds me of like a traditional cottage garden. So we have the Apricot Lemonade, the Cupcake Blush, Double Click, Fizzy Rose Picotee, Kiro, Pinky, Sunset Yellow, and Yellow Garden. So that's it for the Cosmos. I have the Pacific Blue Delphiniums. I've also got some Echinacea and some Pomponette English Daisy mix, which are a cute little daisy pink and white variety. I've purchased some straw flowers because I think they look stunning and they last such a long time, and they also make a beautiful dried flower. So we have the Bright Rose, Lemon, Purple Red, Salmon Rose, the Silvery Rose. I also have some Geraldton Wax, which is a pink small waxy flower, great as a filler flower. Black Hollyhock, a Double Elegance Hollyhock, and Salmon Pink, and a Summer Carnival. I've also got some Larkspur. I also have quite a few varieties of nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are fantastic. They are great at attracting beneficial insects, and they also look really pretty in salads and desserts, and are an edible flower. So we've got some Black Velvet, some Milkmaid, some Peach Melba, Purple Emperor, and some Tip Top Pink Blush. Another flower that I just think looks so beautiful in a bouquet and in the garden are poppies. So I have a couple of varieties. I have Angel's Choir and an Iceland mix. I have the Californian Thai Silk Apple Blossom and the Thai Silk Champagne. I also have the Oriental Wedding Poppy and some chocolate Queen Anne's lace. Another flower I love is the Snapdragon. So I have a Madame Butterfly mix, the Russian Status, which would be a filler flower. I also purchased some giant stock. So this is just a mixed variety. Yellow, it's called Silver Blush. This one's called Champagne. And Antique Rose. I have a couple of sunflower varieties here. I have Crimson Peach and Lilac. And I also have a dwarf lemon bliss. I have several zinnia varieties. The Cresto Cream, the Dream Rosy Lavender, and the Zinnia Scabiosa mix. I've got the Lime Green Envy, Light Rose, Creamy Yellow, Peppermint Stick, Allegan's Mazurkia, and last but not least, the Zinderella Lilac. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I really appreciate it. So if you enjoyed your time here with me today, please hit the like button, share the video, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.